Hey there, you guys. This is Jaden Pictures here, and I did finish recording this video off of my phone. But yeah, and it was an over 30-minute long video. But for some reason, the video couldn't save well enough on my phone, and yeah, I didn't really feel like recording it again on my phone, and possibly waste more time. So I decided to just record this video off my laptop instead. And yes, guys, I know. And guys, just so you know, I'm recording this video with my laptop, and I'm using it to record this screen of another laptop, which I got from the school, and I have it hooked up to my TV right now. And yeah, yes, guys, I know the screen quality is pretty bright, but it's pretty much the best I can do. For a while, I've been talking about me wanting to get a game capture card. Maybe I could also use some kind of laptop capture card thing or something, or maybe some kind of laptop screen recorder or something like that. That'll better help with this issue. But yeah, guys, I'm here again doing another cartoon tier list. And last Sunday I did do a 2010s Cartoon Network shows tier list, and so yeah, today I'll be doing a one for cartoons of all time. Yep. I'm gonna do a tier list for cartoons of all time. I've got 100 cartoons right here. I haven't exactly seen all 100 of these cartoons, and there's some shows on here that I have seen but don't exactly know where to rank them. But I'll still be ranking a majority of the cartoons that are listed here. And yeah, I'll start this list, but before I do so, there's some things I want to make clear. Okay, just so you guys know, please keep in mind that my opinion has changed a lot, so the list might not be permanent. Like, I'm gonna be ranking a bunch of shows for this list, so yeah, I can imagine some entries changing. Like, I can imagine there being some show that I put at A tier. Like, I can imagine me all of a sudden watching more of a show that I originally put at A tier, and liked it so much to the point where I would now put it at S tier if I were to update this list, or maybe if I were to watch one of the shows that I won't be ranking on this list, and liked it to the point where I would want to put it at S or A tier, changes like those. So yeah, guys, please keep in mind that my opinion has changed a lot, so the list might not be permanent. And although I don't see my opinion changing on a good chunk of the shows on this list anytime soon. And yeah, guys, just so you know, this tier right here, you guys probably can't see it that well, but it's labeled as F tier. And just so you guys know, if you originally go on this website, you'll see that tier will originally be labeled as don't know, because it's a tier for people who don't know where they would rank those certain shows. But yeah, I relabeled it as F tier because there's a couple shows on this list that I would put at F tier, and I didn't feel like putting it at D tier, so I just decided to relabel don't know as F tier. So yeah, I'll put the two shows that I think are at F tier, of course, at F tier. And as for the shows that I don't know where to rank, I'll just simply not rank them and just leave them alone. Okay, so yeah, with all that being said, let's get started with this list because this is a long list. Okay, first up is Peanuts, Charlie Brown, easy choice for S tier. Love Charlie Brown, it's a classic. I really enjoy the specials, really enjoy the characters and all that stuff. Great childhood classic. Okay, next up is Garfield. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and I do remember I think I talked about this in my Toon Story 1 review. I haven't seen that much of the original show, the original Garfield show, but I have seen some of the CGI reboot, like off of Boomerang, and I'm pretty sure Cartoon Network too. And yeah, I did enjoy the reboot show, but yeah, as for the original Garfield show, I don't know where I'd rank it because I haven't seen that much of it. Although if I had seen it though, I can imagine me wanting to put it at S or A tier. But yeah, as of right now, I don't know where I rank Garfield. Same thing with Ninja Turtles 2003, Optimus Prime, He-Man, whatever the heck this show is with the lion with the red hair, and DuckTales. Yeah, call me lame, guys, but I didn't grow up with DuckTales. I haven't seen the original show. Although I did see a bit of an episode of the DuckTales reboot one time off of TV during Thanksgiving of 2019, and it did look pretty interesting. And yeah, if I were to have seen DuckTales, I can imagine me wanting to put it at S or A tier. But as of right now, yeah, I don't know. I don't exactly know where I'd rank DuckTales, so yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone. Next up is The Simpsons. I'm going to put it up there at S tier. Love The Simpsons. It's a classic. It's one of my favorite adult cartoons of all time. Up there with King of the Hill and Family Guy. Yeah, it might have gotten a little worse in its later seasons, but I still think the later seasons of The Simpsons are very good. I know a lot of people think The Simpsons got bad in its later seasons, but for me, I think The Simpsons, I think both old and new Simpsons is really good, but I do agree with most people, though, that the early episodes of The Simpsons are better. Yeah, Family Guy, another adult cartoon that reaches the S tier for me. Love Family Guy. It's a very good show in my opinion. It's pretty funny, and it's entertaining, it's nice, and it's enjoyable. And it does have funny skits and references and cutaway gags that I do. And yeah, there's some gags and references in Family Guy that I love to go back and rewatch off of YouTube. Yeah, Family Guy. Family Guy is a classic. Love it. South Park. Yeah, South Park. I'm gonna put South Park at A tier. I know. I'm sure a lot of people would put this one at S tier, but for me, I think it's A tier. It's still a very good show, though. Like, I did see some of South Park growing up. I didn't see as nearly as much of it as my older brother Jacob has. My older brother Jacob has seen a lot of South Park growing up. But for me, I haven't seen as nearly as much of South Park, although, yeah, my parents, like, were pretty strict about me watching South Park when I was little. Yeah, and I love, yeah, but I've seen some of South Park, though, and it is a very good show. It's pretty funny, and yeah. And I did see the bigger, longer, and uncut movie over a couple years ago. It is a really good movie. Futurama, another adult cartoon that reaches A tier. Really good show. But we used to watch it. Yeah, we used to watch Futurama off of, like, I don't remember what channel it was, but we used to watch Futurama at night, like, nightly, during, like, I think maybe, like, summer of 2011 for a bit, if I'm correct. But yeah, we used to watch Futurama a lot. And yeah, it is a really good show, and I do really like how it has John DiMaggio or wherever his name is on it. Same guy who voices Jake from Adventure Time, which is a show I'll talk about later. Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Why not put Mickey Mouse at A tier? I've seen Mickey Mouse. Well, honestly, what cartoon fan hasn't seen Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse. Yeah, Mickey Mouse. I do enjoy Mickey Mouse. I did see some of the shorts growing up, and Mickey Mouse is pretty funny. And yeah, you can't go wrong with Mickey Mouse. I love Mickey. I love Mickey's high pitched voice. I like his friends. I do enjoy Mickey Mouse. A lot of us do. Next up is Rick and Morty. Oh my god, people are not going to agree with this one. Okay. Okay, I know a lot of people would put the show at S or A tier, but for me, I'm sorry, but I'm only putting Rick and Morty at B tier. I'm sorry. I don't think it's good enough to be deserving of reaching S or A tier. I'm sorry. Although I did like it more when I was younger, but still, it's still a good show. It's not a bad show or anything like that. It's entertaining. It's funny. It's well animated, but oh my gosh. It is nowhere near as good as people say it is. It is. It's a good show, but it is really, really overrated. Like, oh my gosh. Like, seriously, it's a good show, but people, like, it's like, seriously, I really don't get why people think the show is as good as they claim it to be, even though I did like the show more when I was younger, like, to be more specific, like, early in my teenage years, mainly. I really don't get why people think the show is that great. I mean, come on, like, it's a good show. It's a good show, and if I see it come on Adult Swim, the chances are I want to sit down and watch it, but would I want to go out of my way to watch it? Would I want to get DVDs of it or anything like that? No. I don't think it's that good. Like, seriously, I've seen some people consider Rick and Morty to be among the best animated series of all time, and I've also seen some people consider it to be the very best animated series of all time, and plus I've even seen people consider it to be among the best TV shows ever made. Like, what? I mean, it's a good show, but my god, it's not that good. I mean, jeez, it's really, really overrated. It's a good show, but it gets way more praise and attention than it deserves. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not putting it at S or A tier. It's still a good show. You can take, yeah, you Rick and Morty fans can take however they still think it's a good show, but I don't think it's as nearly as good as you guys think it is. Yeah, BoJack Horseman. I saw, like, the last third of an episode of BoJack Horseman one time. Hulu? Yeah. And it's a good show. I haven't seen enough of BoJack Horseman to know where to rank it, but I've seen some of it though, and I do like the show. And my sisters really like BoJack Horseman, and yeah, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube say it's a really good show, and I can see why they think that. It is a good show, although I don't know where to rank it. Space Ghost Coast to Coast, don't know where to rank that either. Batman the Animated Series, oh my god. Another controversial pick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like Batman the Animated Series. I can't. I'm sorry. I know many people would put the show at S or A tier, but I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't get into the show. I can't. I don't like this show as nearly as much as most people do. I know a lot of people will put the show at S or A tier, but for me, it's just average. It's just C. Okay. Let me explain my backstory with this show. It was over a couple years ago. It was back in late April of 2020, where I all of a sudden felt like, watching the Batman Under the Red Hood movie off of YouTube. And yeah, I saw that movie off of YouTube, off of a playlist, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a great animated movie. Had great action scenes, had nice scenery and all that stuff, had cool characters. I thought it was a really good movie, and it gave me a new appreciation for Batman. Yeah, and then it also gave me a really good hope for Batman the Animated Series. So yeah, a bit later I saw Batman the animated series. And, I saw a bunch of people on YouTube and stuff like sucking the show off. Like it's among the greatest things to ever exist. I've seen people consider among the best animated series of all time, and I've also seen people consider them to be among the best TV shows ever made too. And yeah, I've seen people suck the show off to death, and I've seen people say it's really good. And I thought that I was gonna love it since I saw the Batman Under the Red Hood movie a bit before, and I saw it gave me a new appreciation for Batman. And, yeah. And then one day during early May of 2020, to be more specific, if I remember correctly, it was May 3rd, 2020. And I saw 2 episodes of Batman the Animated Series. Like I saw the first episode, and I didn't really like it that much. It wasn't as nearly as good as I thought it was going to be. And then after I saw that episode, I thought, okay, maybe it's a great show with a slow start. Maybe, not every show can start out the best with the first episode. Maybe it's a great show with a slow first episode. Yeah, and then I saw another episode of the show. It wasn't the second episode. No, the second episode was a Christmas special, if I'm correct. And it wasn't Christmas. It wasn't the Christmas season yet. It was only May. It was almost summer vacation. And so I saw another episode of the show. I don't exactly remember what episode it was, but I do remember it being I think it was either the episode that got either number 1 or number 6 on Watch Mojo's top 10 best episodes of this series. And I saw one of the episodes that made it onto the list, and yeah, it might have been a bit better than the first episode, but it still wasn't very good. I'm sorry, guys. I can't get into the show. It's not my thing. I don't like it. It's just not my thing. It's just boring. It's not bad, but it's not good either. It's average. It's C tier. I'm sorry, guys. I can't get into this show. I can't. I know so many people love the show, and that's fine. I don't think the show is overrated, even though I don't think it's as nearly as good as people say it is. But I wouldn't consider it overrated either. It's a fairly rated show. If you guys love Batman the Animated Series, that's fine. More power to you. But for me, it's not my thing. Sorry, it's not my thing. It's just not my thing. I think it's boring, and I just think it's one of your I think it's just like an average, save evil occurs, good comes in and save the day type of animated show. Yeah, sorry, it's just not my thing, guys. It's just not my thing. If you guys love Batman the Animated Series, then that's fine. More power to you. But for me, it's not my thing. I do understand why people love Batman the Animated Series. I get it, because it's Batman. It makes sense. It's Batman, one of the most popular and one of the most iconic characters of anything. And yeah, it's Batman. A lot of people grew up with Batman, and no offense to them, but they were pretty biased towards Batman and all that stuff. I also know the show gets pretty dark and stuff, and yeah, I know. I understand why people love it, and it's fine that you guys love it, but for me, it's not my thing. It's not my thing. Although, I will say this. The theme song to the show is awesome. The theme song is awesome. It's great. It's awesome. If I were to rank the theme song, I'd put it at S or A tier. But since I'm ranking the show itself, I'm sorry, guys. It's just C tier. It's just not my thing. Next up is Superman. I haven't seen it. Don't know where to rank it. Dexter's Lab, A tier, pretty funny. Same thing with Johnny Bravo. Yeah, I probably prefer Johnny Bravo over Dexter's Lab, but I don't want to try and rank all these shows from worst to best because there's too many shows on this list. Cow and Chicken, A tier or B? I'll put it at A. Powerpuff Girls, reboot sucks, but the original is really good. Looney Tunes, yeah, I think Looney Tunes is a pretty easy choice for S tier. I mean, I probably don't like the, oh, is it just me, or did the camera quality get a little less bright? Oh, that's cool. But yeah, guys, Looney Tunes at S tier. I think Looney Tunes is a pretty easy choice for S tier. Although, with this picture, I don't know if they're referring to, the entire Looney Tunes franchise in general, or if they're just referring to the original Looney Tunes. By the way, though, but if they're referring to the original Looney Tunes, then I think the original Looney Tunes is a pretty easy choice for S tier. I mean, like I said before, I think I probably prefer the Looney Tunes show, but I would say that the original Looney Tunes is probably funnier. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the original Looney Tunes. The original Looney Tunes is a classic. Next up is Ed, and Eddie. Love Ed and Eddie. It's great. It's a classic. Easily one of my favorite Cartoon Network shows of all time. And Eddie is my favorite character in the whole show. Awesome. Awesome show. Courage, another easy choice for A tier. Stupid dog! I think my favorite character in the show is Eustace. He's a jerk, but he's a funny type of jerk. Samurai Jack, yet another old Cartoon Network show. Okay, so I saw a couple episodes. I saw the first 2 episodes of Samurai Jack over a couple years ago, and I thought it was good. And I also saw some of the, I also saw some of the marathon when it was on I also saw some of the marathon off of Toonami, off of Adult Swim. It was good. I would probably give it like an A- tier for when I see it. So yeah, I'll put it up there at A tier. I don't think it's that bad of a choice for A tier. It is a good show. And it's entertaining and all that stuff. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Yes, another easy choice for S tier. Love Billy and Mandy. It's another one of my favorites from Cartoon Network. It's a great show. It has great movies. It has great characters, and Grim, hands down, will always have the best voice in the whole show. His Jamaican voice is awesome, and yeah, the other characters in the show are cool. Like Fred Burger is pretty funny, and Billy himself is cool. Mandy's a good character, and Billy's dad is pretty funny. Harold or whatever. Yeah, the show's great, awesome, classic, another CN classic, and yeah, Kids Next Door is another CN classic as well. Star Wars: The Clone Wars. No, not C. B tier. I've said this. I've talked about the show before on my channel. It's good. It's a good show, but I don't think it's great. It's a good show though. It's all right. Like I said before, it's all right. It's a good show. It's decent enough, but yeah, not a show I'd go out my way to watch. It's okay. Although I do really like the lightsabers though. The lightsabers are pretty cool. Oh my gosh, the lightsabers look so cool to me as a little kid. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Love Foster's. Love Foster's. Another easy choice for S tier. Childhood classic. Love it. Camp Lazlo. Another easy choice for A tier. I know there's people out there who wouldn't put it this high up, and I honestly don't get why some people don't like Camp Lazlo. I thought it was really good, and yeah, my older brothers loved that show. Next up is My Gym Partner is a Monkey. Maybe not as good as Lazlo, but I still really enjoyed My Gym Partner is a Monkey though. Ben 10, another easy choice for A tier. Popeye, haven't seen it, don't know where to rank it. Chowder, another easy choice for A tier. We used to watch this one all the time, and yeah, it's a great classic show. Another one I would consider to be another one of my favorites from Cartoon Network, although I wouldn't exactly consider it to be S tier. Flapjack, very good like Chowder too, but I think I prefer Chowder over Flapjack. Adventure Time, of course. Okay. Now, of course, if this was early elementary school me, this show would be at the bottom of the barrel, F tier. But since I've loved this show for the past few years, I'm gonna put it right there at S tier. Yep, another one of my favorites from Cartoon Network. It's a great show. Love Adventure Time. Next show on this. Okay, Generator Rex. I haven't seen it, although I've heard of it though, and I've seen people put it in spoofs and whatnot. And yeah, it does look pretty interesting. Like, it doesn't look like a show I would fall in love with, but it does look pretty cool though. Maybe I'll give it a watch one of these days. Who knows? Regular Show, another easy choice for S tier. Love Regular Show. Another one of my favorites from CN. I love Regular Show. It's awesome. It's great. It's a classic, and yeah, love it. Love it. Another one of my favorites from Cartoon Network. What's the next show? What show's next? Uncle Grandpa, B tier. Yeah, I've talked about the show on my 2010s Cartoon Network shows tier list too. So yeah, there's some things. Yeah, I did go back and rewatch Uncle Grandpa, a bit of Uncle Grandpa for YouTube before I started to record that 2010s Cartoon Network shows tier list. And yeah, it's still a good show, but I don't love it as much as I did when I was little. There's some things about Uncle Grandpa that don't really hold up too well, and there's some things about Uncle Grandpa that don't really hold up too well. Yeah, but it's still a good show, though. It's still a good show. Definitely my two favorite characters in the whole show are Mr. Gus and Pizza Steve. I think the duo between them is pretty cool and pretty funny. And yeah, if the show's worth watching for any reason, it's for Mr. Gus. Clarence. I'll put Clarence at A tier. It's not a show I'd want to get DVDs of, but it's still a very good show, though. It's entertaining and it's pretty funny. Probably my favorite episode is the one where Jeff gets mad at Clarence for stealing his fries, and yeah, if it's not that one, then I guess it could maybe be the one where they where Clarence and Benson go to the zoo and stuff, and they're alone with each other at the zoo. That one's pretty fun. And I also really like the slumber party one, the sleepover one with Benson. That one's pretty cool. Total Drama, yes. Total Drama, another easy choice for S tier. Love Total Drama. Yeah, Drama Realm sucks, but I love the rest of Total Drama. Total Drama is awesome. I love the rest of Total Drama, especially the first 3 seasons. I love Chris. He's an awesome host. Yeah, Don's a cool host, too, from the Redonkulous Race, but he'll never, ever be as good as Chris, in my opinion. It will always be a better and funnier host than Don. Chris is awesome. He's a great host. And yeah, the contestants the show also has a bunch of awesome contestants and all that stuff, cool ideas for challenges. It's so addicting. Yeah, it can be so addicting to watch, and I think it's overall a great classic cartoon parody of Survivor. Gosh, the show was so good. Teen Titans. If this was Teen Titans Go, it'd be a D tier. But since it's OG, it sits there at A tier. Yeah, definitely one of my favorite episodes of the show is like the one where Raven babysits. The one where Raven babysits those 3 kids. That one's pretty funny. I think I. Oh, no, okay, got my track back. Okay. Woody Woodpecker. Haven't seen it. Tom and Jerry. And yet another easy choice for S tier. Love Tom and Jerry. It sits right up there. Yeah, it sits right there at S tier. You can't go wrong with Tom and Jerry. It's a classic. Yeah, yet another choice for S tier. Gumball. Love The Amazing World of Gumball. The Amazing World of Gumball is awesome. Love The Amazing World of Gumball. Another one of my S tiers, and yet another one of my favorites from Cartoon Network. Yep, love Gumball. Love Gumball. The Flintstones. This is a cartoon from my father's childhood. The Flintstones is the Flintstones is B for me. Like I wouldn't go out of my way to watch it very often, and I wouldn't bother to get DVDs of it. Although I do remember watching it off of Boomerang when I was a little kid, back in late 2015. It is a good show. It is a good show. It is pretty funny, and it has nice voice acting. It is a classic, and yeah, my father loves it, and I can see why he would. Okay. What's it? The Jetsons? Yeah. Don't know. Yogi Bear. Don't know. Although I can't imagine. If I were to rank it, I can't imagine it being put at B or C tier. Scooby Doo. I'll put it at B. I used to hate Scooby Doo, but looking back, it's just okay. Although if I were to watch more of it, I can imagine me wanting to put it at A or S tier. Yeah, I used to really despise Scooby Doo and thought it was really overrated, but looking back, it's okay. It's okay. It's an okay show, and people can love it and hate it all they want. Static Shock. Haven't seen it. I've heard about it though. Steven Universe. A really good choice for A tier. Like, not sure I'd want to get DVDs out, but it's still a really good show. Though. It's got great music. It's got cool characters. It's got nice humor. Got nice comedy. Great animation. Yeah, it's a good show. It's a good enough show. OKKO. Let's Be Heroes. Another choice for B tier. I saw some of it off of Cartoon Network, and it's not great. It's not great, but it's a good show. It's decent enough. It's decent. Okay. Doug. Okay, now we're getting onto the Nickelodeon, the old Nickelodeon shows here. Doug. I saw a full episode of Doug one time off of T-Nick, and I thought it was okay. I thought it was good, and but yeah, I haven't seen that much of the show apart from that, and yeah, I don't know where to rank it. But if I were to have ranked it though, I can imagine me wanting to put it at A tier, or more likely B tier. But yeah, from what I've seen of Doug, it's a good show. It's decent, but I don't know where to rank it because I don't think I've seen enough of it to know where to rank it. Rugrats, B. Okay, B. It's a good show. I loved it as a little kid, and looking back, it doesn't hold up as well, but it still holds up fine. It's still a good show though. The Ren and Stimpy show. Yeah. I guess it could be an A tier. I guess it could be A tier. I started watching the show over a couple years ago. I think I caught Biv. I also think I caught Biv in an episode one time off of the T-Nick, and I saw other clips of it. Yeah, and Ren and Stimpy, it's a good show. It is a pretty funny show. Yeah, and I know it was pretty heavily censored by Nickelodeon too, and I know that really ticked off the original creators. So then he went on to make a Ren and Stimpy adult party cartoon, which didn't end up doing very well with people thought. Okay, next up is Rocko's Modern Life. Yeah, I guess that one could be A tier as well. I started watching it over a couple of years ago, and it is a pretty enjoyable and entertaining show. And I know a lot of people love it, and I can see why they would. It is a good Nickelodeon show. It is pretty entertaining. Hey Arnold. Sure, this one could be an A tier as well. I did really like this one. I did really like this one as a kid, and it is pretty entertaining. But yeah, and definitely my favorite character of the show will probably always be the Grandpa character. The Grandpa character is pretty funny. Next up is Angry Beavers. I started watching this one over a couple years ago. Is it A tier? B? I'll put a B. Maybe like B plus tier. Maybe it's pretty close to A tier. If I were to watch more of it, I can imagine me wanting to put it at A tier. Yeah, so far from what I've seen of Angry Beavers, it's good. It's pretty good. It's a good show. Not the best I've seen from Nickelodeon, but still, it's a good show though. And I can imagine me, if I were to watch more of it, I can imagine me wanting to put it at A tier or maybe even S tier if I were to watch more of it. But as of right now, it just sets at B tier. Cat Dog. Okay. You guys know. Yeah, you guys know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know people wouldn't put it this high up. I know a lot of people wouldn't put Cat Dog at S tier, but for me, this is my list. So yeah, I don't care. Cat Dog is going up there at S tier. It's awesome. It's classic. It's a classic. It's great. It can be so addicting to watch. You know, I love the duo between Cat and Dog, and I love their friendship. You know, Dog has always been my favorite character, and I would probably say the funniest character in the show would probably be between Winslow and Rancid Rabbit. Yeah, love Cat Dog. Love Cat Dog. I got into it the same way I got into Hey Arnold off of the '90s Teen Nick, all that thing, and yeah, I like both shows, but I like both shows, but I didn't like Hey Arnold as much as Cat Dog. Although I do know a lot of people prefer Hey Arnold, and I can understand why. But for me, yeah, Cat Dog over Hey Arnold any day. Okay, next Nicktoon is the Wild Thornberries. Okay, I haven't seen it, although I've heard some like mixed opinions on it. Like I've seen some people say it's trash, but I've seen others say it's really good. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a watch one of these days. But I don't know, it looks decent, but it doesn't seek my interest too much to make me want to go check it out. SpongeBob, another Nicktoon, of course. A lot of us are gonna, yeah, of course. No, I'm not gonna put SpongeBob at D. I'm gonna put it at S tier. Why? I'm putting SpongeBob at S tier. I want to organize the order of these shows a bit, even though I'm not ranking these shows from worst to best because there's too many shows I'm ranking on this list. But yeah, SpongeBob, easy choice for S tier. Yeah, I probably shouldn't really have to spend too much time on this. But like, we should all know, SpongeBob's great. It's awesome. It's a classic. It's a classic, and the early seasons are the best. Even though I don't think SpongeBob ever got bad, I still think later SpongeBob's really good. But yeah, earlier SpongeBob is still the best, and yeah, it's a great show. And rip Steven Hillenburg. Thank you for making the awesome show SpongeBob SquarePants. Okay, Invader Zim. I started watching this one early 2018, over 4 years ago, and yeah, it's a really good show. I don't like it enough for me to want to put it at S tier, but still, it's a good show though. It's a really good show. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. It's good. It has cool characters and all that, nice animation style. But yeah, even if I were to love the show more, I don't think I'd put it up at S tier because I think the show is too lacking in episodes to be considered for S tier. Like the show only has like over 40 episodes or something like that, like 46 maybe. Yeah, not enough for S tier. I know a lot of people would put Zim at S tier, but for me, I don't think it should be at S tier. But I can see why some people would put it at S tier because it's still a very good show. But I don't think it's good enough for S tier, nor is it long enough for S tier. The Fairly Odd Parents. I haven't seen a full episode of the show. Okay, I haven't seen a full episode of the show in so long. I did grow up with it though, and I did really like it. And we did used to watch it a lot off of Nickelodeon. It is a really good show. It's pretty funny. It's got pretty funny characters like the dad. I think his name was Timmy. Yeah, Timmy Turner. And the teacher with the ears on his neck. Yeah, I don't remember his name because I haven't seen the show in so long. But he was pretty funny. Timmy himself was a really good protagonist, and Cosmo and Wanda were really cool. Yeah, the show was very good. I stopped watching it a while ago, and yeah, I've heard people say the Fairly Odd Parents has gone downhill in its later seasons, like with these new characters like Poof and like what's the dog's name, Sparky or whatever. Yeah, I think I stopped watching the show a bit after Sparky was introduced, but yeah, I haven't really seen that much of later Fairly Odd Parents. But still, I grew up with Fairly Odd Parents. I grew up with Fairly Odd Parents, and I thought it was a really good show, and yeah, it is a really good and enjoyable show. But there's better cartoons out there. It's still really good though. I still enjoy the Fairly Odd Parents. Okay. Oh, I think I lost. Oh wait. Jimmy Neutron. Jimmy Neutron. It's a pretty funny show. I'll put it up there at A tier. It is a pretty funny show, and it's got cool characters like the trio between Jimmy, Carl, and Sheen. And Sheen, I think Sheen would be my favorite character in the show. He is pretty funny. Yeah, and I wonder why they gave him his own spin-off series, which I haven't seen. I have never seen Planet Sheen, although I don't. Which I've never seen Planet Sheen. Although I've heard it's really bad though, and yeah, there's a chance that I'll probably never watch Planet Sheen. But I can imagine me wanting to watch Planet Sheen one of these days though. My Life as a Teenage Robot. Haven't seen it. Danny Phantom. I'll set it B. I saw a bit of it. And it is a good show. If I were to watch more of it, I can imagine maybe there would be a chance I'd want to put it at A tier if I were to watch more of it. But as of right now, from what I've seen of it, it's good, but nothing too much to stand out from it. It's a good show though. It's decent. It's a good show though. It's decent. My oldest brother Joshua was pretty obsessed with it. And he was definitely more into it than anyone else in my family. And yeah, I can see why. Yeah, I know a lot of people love Danny Phantom when we put it at A or S tier, and I can understand why, because it is a good show and it's cool and all that. And yeah, it is a good show. Next up, Chalk Zone, another Nicktoon. I've never seen it, heard of it. Same thing with My Life as a Teenage Robot. Avatar: The Last Airbender, though. Okay. Oh. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay. So, yeah, I know a lot of people would put the show at S tier, but for me, no, I don't think it's good enough to be at S tier. It's still a very good show, though, and I understand why people think it's among the best animated series of all time. I've seen people out there consider it to be the very best animated series of all time. Like, not the best show, not just the best show of Nickelodeon, but the very best animated series of all time. And yeah, while I don't exactly agree with that opinion, I can still see where these guys are coming from with that opinion, because it's still a very good show. I started watching the show over 4 years ago. In 2018, the same year, I started watching Invader Zim. Yeah, it is a really good show. It can be pretty addicting. And yeah, I was obsessed with it for a little bit in late August of 2018. It was a bit before I all of a sudden started being obsessed with Adventure Time. And yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender, not exactly S tier, but it's still a very good show, though, and it can be pretty addicting. So yeah, I think it deserves to be at least an A tier. Back at the Barnyard, I saw a bit of the movie. I still haven't finished it. I know Mr. Bean fan Disney wants me to finish that movie. But yeah, the Back at the Barnyard show. I did watch the Back at the Barnyard show when I was a little kid, and it's a really good show. It is a really good show. I did really enjoy the Back at the Barnyard show. It's pretty funny. We did really like the Back at the Barnyard show. It is pretty funny. We really enjoyed watching it off of Nicktoons and whatnot. And yeah, I think it's a pretty easy choice for A tier. It is pretty entertaining and all that stuff. Okay. Oh, what show's next? Okay. Johnny Test. And oh my gosh, this video is ended up being longer than the other over 3-minute long recording of this. Okay, and there's still a bunch of shows that I haven't tackled yet. Okay, let's try and power through this. Johnny Test. Okay, so I did watch the show. I used to watch the show a lot when I was a little kid, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I know a lot of people hate it, and I can understand why, but for me, I thought Johnny Test was awesome. I thought it was great. But then, yeah, I stopped watching the show for a while, and yeah, I haven't seen a full episode of the show in over 4 years. Last time I saw a full episode of the show was over 4 years ago, also back in the year 2018. And yeah, it was like that one episode where, if I remember correctly, it was that one episode where Johnny skips school, and that officers chases after him, Dookie, Susan, and Mary. Yeah, that was one of my favorites. And yeah, I think that was the last time I saw a full episode of Johnny Test. I haven't seen a full episode of Johnny Test in a while. But if I were to go back and rewatch it as an adult, I'm sure it would hold up fine. I'm sure it would hold up good. Maybe not as well as it was when I was a little kid, but yeah, I still don't know where I'd rank it though. I don't know. But I think I would put it at like A or B tier if I were to rank it now. But yeah, as of right now, even though I've seen a lot of it as a little kid, unlike most of the shows I'm not going to rank on this list, I still don't know where to rank it, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Mighty B, haven't seen it. The Penguins of Madagascar. I remember watching the show off of Nickelodeon. It's not great, but it's good. It's good. It was decent. It's serviceable enough. It was a decent watch from when I saw it. It's not a show that's I would consider to be a classic. I think I'd rather watch the Madagascar movies, even though I haven't seen that much of the sequels. But yeah, the Penguins of Madagascar though, it was good. It was a decent enough show. I enjoyed it. Fanboy and Chum Chum. Now we're getting into the bad shows, and there's a couple of other bad shows on this list that I'll talk about later. Fanboy and Chum Chum. Yeah, I loved Fanboy and Chum Chum as a little kid, but looking back, oh my gosh, I really don't want to rewatch it. It looks cheesy, it looks cheesy, pretty cringy, and all that stuff, and it has a bunch of bad, gross out humor. Yeah, I don't think it hold up very well if I were to go back and rewatch it now. Tough Puppy, yeah, another Butch Hartman show. And like the Fairly Odd Parents is a Butch Hartman show that reached A tier. Loved watching Tough Puppy as a little kid. Really good show. Although I haven't seen it in a while though. But I do remember watching it when it was on Nickelodeon as a little kid. And I really, really enjoyed it. It was a really good show. I can understand why people didn't like it, but I thought it was awesome. I thought it was badass. Next up is Kung Fu Panda, the Kung Fu Panda, like Legends of Awesomeness or whatever. Did this show air on Cartoon Network? I think it did. Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. I saw a bit of the show when it was on Cartoon Network, and I don't have too much of an opinion on it. But what I've seen of it, it didn't look that bad. It looked decent, but I don't know where I'd rank it though. Probably B tier, but I'm not entirely sure about that, so I'm not gonna rank it. Legend of Korra, I've seen a bit of it. But again, I haven't seen enough of that cartoon to know where to rank it. So, yeah. Rabbids or whatever. I think I played the video game for the Wii when I was little. But as for the show, as for watching the show itself, I don't think I've seen that much of the show itself. So, yeah, I'm not gonna rank it. Harvey Beaks. I've heard of it, heard some really good things about it, but never seen it. Dora the Explorer. Oh yeah, did I say there were a couple more bad shows on this list too? But no, I meant like a few more bad shows on this list. Okay, now we're getting into the Nick Jr. shows, the preschool shows. Dora the Explorer. I loved the show as a little kid, but looking back, it is garbage. Garbage. Nostalgia-wise, I'd put the show at S or A tier, but, oh my gosh, the show itself, I'm sorry. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's garbage. It's garbage. It's, like, I've grown up with many shows, with many cartoons that hold up really well to me now as an adult, but Dora is not one of them. Dora is not one of them. It does not hold up very well at all. It's annoying. It's childish. It's terrible. It's terrible. It has voice acting that isn't very good. And it has It has bad characters. And if there's any good character in Dora, it'd definitely be Swiper. If there's any good character in Dora, it'd definitely be him. I don't exactly know if I would consider him to be a good character, but he's definitely the best character in the whole show. But that's not really saying much because I think the cast of Dora in general is garbage. Yeah, I know they came out with that Dora live action movie over a few years ago, and I haven't seen it, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Why would I want to watch it? It's based off a show I don't like. It's based off a show I originally loved as a little kid, but I don't like it. But it's still based off a show I don't like Dora that much anymore. In fact, I hate it. I mean, I loved watching it as a little kid. It did teach me how to say goodnight in Spanish, but still, it doesn't mean anything. It's garbage, and I don't want to see the live-action Gold movie. I mean, granted, it does look better than the show, but still, oh my gosh. No, I don't want to watch it. No, I'm sure it's bad, like how the show's bad. Maybe a bit better than the show, yeah, but still, oh my gosh, it does not look like a very good movie. I will never, ever go out of my way to watch the movie. Yeah, Dora sucks. Screw Dora. Okay. Go Diego Go. Bad, but not as bad as Dora. I'll put it at D tier. I also loved Go Diego Do. I also loved Go Diego Go as a little kid too. Looking back, I don't think it held up that well. If I were to go back and rewatch it now, but I would definitely rather watch Go Diego Go than Dora. It feels like a bit more relatable to me than Dora. But still, I don't like Go Diego Go. Go Diego Go sucks. Like maybe not exactly terrible, but still not very good. Not very good. Blue's Clues. Loved Blue's Clues as a kid, and I loved Blue's Clues as a little kid. I loved I loved the handy dandy notebook. I loved the I thought the characters were really good. I loved Blue's Clues, and looking back, Blue's Clues, it's just B tier. I still like Blue's Clues, but I don't consider it to be a classic though. I would say it's one of the better preschool shows, but that's not really saying much. I don't really care about preschool shows that much anymore. Come on, wouldn't it make sense? Come on, I'm 18 years old. Doesn't it make sense? I'm 18 years old. I shouldn't be like... it makes perfect sense for me to not like preschool shows that much anymore. But yeah, Blue's Clues, I think a lot of the time usually preschool shows are either okay or bad. And yeah, Blue's Clues is one of those shows that's okay for me. Like, nostalgia-wise, it's great, but the show itself, yeah, looking back now, yeah, not so great. Kind of the same thing with the Upside Down show. I loved the Upside Down show. I loved watching the Upside Down show as a little kid. But then it got canceled, and I was really wishing for it to come back. But then, as I grew older, I cared less about it getting brought back, and then I rewatched a bit of it off of YouTube over a couple years ago. Yeah, and it's not a bad show. It's a good show, I guess, but yeah, not as nearly as good as it was when I was a little kid. And it makes sense since I've gotten a lot older, and that show's for a really young demographic. So yeah, is there any other preschool shows left? No, I think that's it. But we got another. Yes. Okay. Do I need to explain why this show's at F tier? Sorry, but Jaden Pictures doesn't suck off 4-year-old girl shows. I'm sorry. This show sits at F tier. It sucks. Extremely overrated. Extremely overused in these spoofs and all that stuff. And the fact that even these two garbage shows of Dora and My Little Pony get used more than King of the Hill. The fact that My Little Pony and even Dora get used more in these spoof casts than King of the Hill. Oh my gosh. Ugh. But whatever, it's other people's spoof cast. Like I've said many times before, people can do whatever the heck they want with their spoof cast, like I can do whatever the heck I want with my spoof cast. But still, My Little Pony sucks. Terrible, garbage. I know people would put it at S or A tier, but I am not one of them. I'm not one of them. I'm not a brony. It's not my thing. It's probably the worst show of all the shows on this list. Sorry. Sorry, you guys know how I feel about My Little Pony. So, okay. Proud Family, haven't seen it. It looks really good though. But again, I haven't seen it, so don't know where to rank it. Same thing with Kim Possible and Lilo and Stitch show. Another Disney show I haven't seen. Although I think I might have seen a bit of the movie when I was a little kid, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I do remember, I might have seen a bit of the movie when I was a little kid. Well, I don't exactly remember watching that much of the movie as a little kid. Although I do remember us having a DVD of the movie, though, but I don't know if we still have the DVD. We probably still have it laying around here at this apartment somewhere, but yeah, Lilo and Stitch, I haven't seen that much of the show itself, so yeah, I'm not going to bother to rank that. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, haven't seen it. Don't know what these two shows are. American Jake Long, okay, I haven't seen. Okay, guys, I know I'm really lacking in the Disney Channel department here. Okay, you see, guys, the thing is, while we did grow up a bit with the Disney Channel, and we did used to watch it, the Disney Channel, a lot when we were little, we didn't watch it as much. Like we didn't grow up with Disney Channel as much as Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. So yeah, we still grew up with the Disney Channel a bit, but yeah, there's still a lot of shows that me and my family. There's still shows out there that me and my family haven't seen or lacking on. And yeah, these shows some of these, like at least some of those shows are like some of the shows they have on this template for people to rank on this tier list. So yeah, I'm not gonna rank Jake Long. I'm not gonna rank American Jake Long or whatever the heck that show's called. Those are pretty cool though, but I'm not gonna rank it. Okay, Wander Over Yonder. Okay, I did see YouTube clips of Wander Over Yonder. And it does look like a good show, but I don't think I've seen enough of it to know where to rank it though. It is a good show from the bits I've seen of it, and I know it was made by Craig McCracken, and yeah, I know who Craig McCracken is. He's the same guy who made Cartoon Network classics like Foster's Home and The Powerpuff Girls, so yeah. Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Yet another Disney Channel show I haven't seen a full episode of, but... Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not that interested in watching Star vs. the Forces of Evil. I know a lot of people love it and would put it at S or A tier, but for me, it doesn't look that interesting to me. It doesn't look like it'd be that much my thing. Like, it doesn't look terrible. Like, it look like it has nice animation and cool character designs and whatnot, but still, it doesn't look like it'd be my thing, So, yeah, I'll probably never bother to watch Star vs. the Forces of Evil, but I know a lot of people love it, but for me, I don't think I'd want to watch it. I don't think I want to watch it. It doesn't look terrible, though. There's some good things about it, but, not enough to make me want to watch it. Phineas and Ferb. Okay, here we go. Here's a Disney Channel show I've definitely seen enough of to rank. Phineas and Ferb, easy choice for S tier. Loved watching Phineas and Ferb as a little kid, and my favorite character in the show is, and will always be, none other than the legendary Heinz Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He's awesome. He's such a great villain. I love Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He's possibly one of my favorite cartoon villains of all time. Okay, next up is Milo Murphy's Law. I know this was made by the same guy who did Phineas and Ferb, and it's pretty easy to tell because of the animation style. I haven't seen Milo Murphy's Law, although it does look pretty decent though. Like, it doesn't look great, but it does look pretty decent though. But again, I haven't seen it, so don't know where to rank it. Next up is Gravity Falls. There's only 2 more shows left on this list I'm qualified enough to rank, so yeah, next up is Gravity Falls. I know a lot of people will put the show at S tier, but for me, Yep, another controversial pick. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, I don't think Gravity Falls is that great. It's not bad, though. If I thought the show was bad, would I be putting it at B tier? But yeah, Gravity Falls, Gravity Falls, it's a good show, but I don't think it's as nearly as good as people say it is. It's not overrated, though, although I used to think Gravity Falls was really overrated. In fact, I used to think it was, among the most overrated shows ever, and I got so annoyed by people putting it so high up on favorite cartoons list. But looking back, I was just annoyed about people preferring it over other Cartoon Network shows, over other 2010s Cartoon Network shows I love, like Adventure Time and Regular Show. Gravity Falls, Gravity Falls, it's a good show, but I still don't think it's as nearly as amazing as people think it is. But so, it's a good show, though. It's a good show. I like Gravity Falls. I do like episodes like the fishing one. The fishing one's pretty funny, and and the one where Stan goes on Cash Wheel of Fortune, the discount Wheel of Fortune show. That one's pretty funny. Yeah, Stan is probably. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Stan is probably the best character in Gravity Falls. He's a pretty cool grandpa, and Dipper and Mabel or whatever the heck their name is. Their names are. They're pretty good. They're okay. Seuss is pretty cool. Yeah, Gravity Falls. It's a good show, but I don't think it's good enough for A or S tier. But I know like a lot of people love Gravity Falls, and heck, my oldest brother Joshua. He used to be really obsessed with Gravity Falls. He used to love Gravity Falls, but he stopped caring about it years ago. Yeah, he stopped caring about it years ago. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because he watched the series too many times, or that kind of stuff happens where we get so obsessed with something, but then over time, as we grow older, we get less into that thing, and not to the point where we think it's bad, but to the point where we just don't care about it as nearly as much anymore. And yeah, Josh used to love Gravity Falls, and yeah, and I don't love Gravity Falls either. In fact, pretty much no one in my family loves Gravity Falls. I don't know. Well, I can imagine my older sister Samantha maybe loving Gravity Falls, but yeah, Gravity Falls isn't really the most popular with this family. But yeah, even if I were to love Gravity Falls more, I don't think I'd consider it to be S tier because the show only has 40 episodes, and yeah, if I don't think Invader Zim has enough episodes to qualify for S tier, why would I think Gravity Falls would have enough episodes to be S tier? Yeah, it only has 2 seasons and it only has 40 episodes. So yeah, if I were to love it more like everyone else does, I still don't think it has enough episodes to qualify for S tier. It's still a good show though. Still enjoy it. It does have another sad cartoon series finale too. Okay. There's only one more show on this list I'm qualified enough to rank. The Loud House. Yeah, I'm gonna put The Loud House. I'll put it at yeah. I'll put it at B. I'll put it at B. The Loud House is a good show. It's a good show. I originally thought. Oh wait, no, B. Did I put it at B? No, actually, no. Sorry. I'll put it at I'll put it at A. I'll put it at A. The Loud House is a really good show. It is a really good show. I originally thought it was bad. Like, I originally thought it was going to be bad when I first heard, like, trailers and stuff about it, like, back in 2016. Like, I don't know why, but I just thought the show looked bad. But then I watched The Loud House in early 2017, and it is a really good show. It is a really enjoyable and entertaining show. It has it's cool. It's cool. I like Lincoln. I like his 10 sisters. I like his family. His family's cool. And, yeah, it's a really good show. I mean, yeah, there's a lot better cartoons out there, but still, Loud House is very good, and it's an easy choice for A tier. And, yeah, that's about it. Now let me go through these real quick. Okay, the Big Hero 6 show. I have never seen the Big Hero 6 show. I saw promos and stuff. I remember seeing a promo or two of it back in 2017. But as for a full episode of the show itself, I've never seen a full episode of the show itself. I did see the movie in theaters though, and yeah, it's a good movie. I originally hated it. I don't remember why, but I originally hated it. But looking back, that movie was pretty cool. Yeah, that movie was pretty cool. It had nice animation. It had cool characters. It had nice animation. It had cool characters. It had a nice touching friendship between Hero and Baymax. Yeah, it was a cool movie. But yeah, as for the show, I haven't seen it, so I don't know where to rank it. Miley Greens, whatever the heck the show's called. I know it has greens. I know it has greens at the end of it. But whatever the show's called, Miley Greens. Big City Greens. Yeah, I think that's the name of it. Big City Greens. I've never seen Big City Greens before. I've seen footage of it off of spoofs and whatnot, but I've never seen a full episode of the show itself, so I don't know where to rank it. Same thing with this Tangled show over here. Although I didn't see. I do remember seeing a bit of Tangled on TV. A bit of the Tangled show on TV one time when I was a little kid, and yeah, I've seen it, and it doesn't look that bad, but I still don't. And I've also seen footage of it be used, like, from, like, these spoof movies off of YouTube and whatnot. And yeah, it's good, but I don't think I know where to rank it, though. Although the Tangled movie's good, though. The Tangled movie from early 2010s. Yeah, we watched that one, and it's a good movie. I hated it. I thought it was among the worst movies I've ever seen. I don't remember why. But looking back, the movie was pretty cool. It was not the best movie I've seen, but it was good. It was good. It had some funny moments, and it had some nice songs, like that, that last I See the Lights On is really good, and it had really good animation, especially with, like, the lanterns and shit. Sorry guys, I said the S word there. Sorry, excuse my language. I'll leave a disclaimer in the description below saying that there is, like, 1 or 2 cuss words said in this video. Yeah, gotta keep it down with the cussing. Okay. But yeah, the Tangled movie's good. As for this show itself, though, haven't seen enough of it to know where to rank it. And finally, The Miraculous Ladybug, or whatever the show's called. This show does look pretty cool. It does look pretty interesting. I've never seen a full episode of it, though. I've seen footage of it be used from spoofs and whatnot, and I've seen people talk about it. And, I've seen people in the cartoon community talk about it, say it's a really good show. And it does look pretty interesting, but still, I haven't seen it, but I don't know where to rank it. It does look pretty cool, though. It does look pretty good. But yeah, that's about it for my tier list, you guys. That's like 40 shows I'm not ranking on this list. So yeah, I've ranked the majority of the shows that are on this list. And yeah, let's do a quick run through of all the shows that are on this tier list. S tier: Peanuts, The Simpsons, Family Guy, Looney Tunes, Regular Show, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Total Drama, Adventure Time, Gumball, Tom and Jerry, Cat Dog, SpongeBob SquarePants, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, and The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. A tier: South Park, Futurama, Mickey Mouse, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, The Powerpuff Girls, the original, Codename Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Samurai Jack, Ben 10, Chowder, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, Camp Lazlo, My Gym Partner is a Monkey, Clarence, Teen Titans, Steven Universe, The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy's Genius, The Fairly Odd Parents, Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Ren and Stimpy Show, Rocko's Modern Life, Hey Arnold, Invader Zim, Back at the Barnyard, Tough Puppy, Phineas and Ferb, The Loud House. B tier: Rick and Morty, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Uncle Grandpa, The Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, OK K.O. Let's Be Heroes, Rugrats, Angry Beavers, Danny Phantom, Gravity Falls, The Penguins of Madagascar, and Blue's Clues. C tier: Batman the Animated Series. D tier: Fanboy and Chum Chum and Go Diego Go. F tier: My Little Pony and Dora the Explorer. So yeah, that's my tier list, you guys. What do you guys think of my tier list? You guys can tell me in the comment section down below. And yeah, you guys can also tell me, if you want, you guys can also tell me in the comment section down below what your favorite cartoons are. And yeah, I thought it would be a fun idea to do this tier list. And oh my gosh, this video is ended up being like over 20 minutes longer than the other over 30-minute long recording I recorded off my phone. So yeah, but yeah, guys, this is my tier list. Yeah, this tier list can change in the future, but as of right now, this tier list is 100% accurate to my opinion. There might be some changes to it in the future, and I'll update. And maybe I'll update you guys to let you guys know if there's any changes to it in the future. Like maybe if I see more of the shows I don't think I've seen enough of to rank. Like maybe if I rank the shows, maybe if I think I've seen enough of the shows I don't think I've seen enough of to know where to rank. Or like maybe if certain tiers change with this list, like maybe like certain shows I put at A tier would like reach up to S tier. But yeah, guys, as of right now, this is my tier list, and yeah, what do you guys think of my tier list? You guys can tell me in the comment section down below if you want. And yeah, that's all for this video, you guys. Bye, everyone, and thank you all for watching this video.